السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب زدني علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class of دروس اللغة العربية لغير ناطقنا بها, and today we are going to continue with the Ismul Faail and the Ismul Mafool of the weak verbs. Of the weak verbs, inshallah ta'ala. So, examining the examples of أجوف. تأمل أمثلة للفعل الأجوف المبني للمجهول ثم أكمل الناقص. Then change the مبني معمول to مبني للمجهول. So he's teaching us that that the مبني للمعلوم for أجوف, for أجوف, so it becomes al-mabni al-ma'lum qala, so it should have become qubila, right, on the pattern of fu'ila, but because the waw and the kasra will not happen, waw will be changed into ya, it become qila. Qila, it is said, it was said actually. Then ba'a, bi'a, saqa, saqa is to drive, it'll become saqa, even if it is a waw or the ya. Ba'a, bisba'a, qala, siqa. Naam. It comes in the Quran, وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, the people who disbelieve will be driven إِلَى جَهَنَّمَ زُمَرًا, to Jahannam in groups. So they'll come in groups and so on. Okay, يقول, this is Madi. Oh, we have more. Let's finish the Madi first. Zara, Zira. Zira. It was visited. Something like that. Zada, Zida. Zida, it was increased. Khafa, Khifa. It was feared. This is this is what it is. So ajwaf, any ajwaf you find, this is the pattern, right? Qila pattern you can remember, or bi'a pattern, whatever. And same thing for mudara. Mudara also only one pattern. Instead of we'll bring the alif back, right? So yaqulu, yuqalu, it is being said. Yabi'u, yuba'u, it is being sold. Yasuqu, yusaqu, right? Very easy. Yusaqu, it is being, or he is being driven, or they are being, he is being driven. Yazuru, yuzaru, yazidu, yuzadu. You can see the answers also. Yazidu, yuzadu, and yakhafu, yukhafu. These are the answers. Saqa, siqa, zira, zida, khifa, yusaqu, and so on. Yakhafu. Nam. Yakhafu. Right. Okay. Yakhafu, he is being feared. Yakhafu. But it is being feared. And then ayin af'al juf fil amsilatil. Identify the ajwaf verbs. Af'al al juf, he said. Juf. The word juf is a plural of ajwaf, like humr is a plural of ahmar. Grammars use this plural form rather than the feminine form jawfa. Juf. Ayin af'al al juf fil amsilatil atiya. Identify the ajwaf verbs in the following examples. Ayin is specify. Ayyana yu'ayyinu form 2. To point out, to specify, identify. Ta'yin, in Urdu also we use ta'yin karna, matlab choosing. Ayyana yu'ayyinu, to choose, to specify. Ta'yin is the masbab taf'il form 2. Become bi'at. So he's giving examples for these majhul verbs. Very easy. If you understand this, he's just giving examples for those. Become bi'at sayyaratuka ya Zubair. For how much is your car? So we'll translate car first. Is sold. Bi'at means was sold. Madi was sold, O Zubair. Bi'at bi'ashrati alafi riyalin. It was sold for 10,000 riyals. Become bi'at sayyaratuka ya Zubairu. For how much was your car sold? Second, هنا تباع الصحف والمجلات. Here are sold, تباع, are sold. So this is very difficult to grasp because we should get used to them, I guess. Because tuba'u, you might see, oh, which verb is this? And you might get confused. So you have to think about like this: ba'a yabi'u, yabi'u becomes yuba'u, and then yuba'u becomes tuba'u. Why? Because this is غير عقل plural. Mm. So, but inshallah, once you get used to it, you can easily spot this. هنا تباع الصحف والمجلات. Here, newspapers and magazines are sold. Mm. Here, newspapers and magazines are sold. يقال إن هذه الأرض ستباع بالمزاد. Mm. It is said that indeed this earth will be sold by mazad. I don't know what mazad means. Mazid should be there, but mazad should be extra. Let me check the answers. This is which lesson? Yeah, mazad. I don't know what mazad is. مهادر منهج نسخة بطاقة شراء. Mazad auction. Oh, mazad is auction. Okay. It is said that this earth is will be sold by auction. By auction. So satubao again, seen and tubao. Okay. Satubao. Satubao. Satubao bil mazad. Mazad is auction because maybe they'll keep increasing the rate, so they named it like that. Mazid means extra, huh? Like maf'ul, ismu maf'ul. Tubao. Ayukalu tamaru am yuzun. Am yuzanu. So this yukalu, so you have to go back to the verb kala yakilu, like ba'a yabi'u, to measure. Mm. Like we measure liters. In previous days, we used to measure solids also, like one bag. Now also we do, but not so common. One sa was one mud is this much, and one sa was like 4 muds or 5 muds. Ayukalu tamru is our dates measured? So you can give me one bag of or one sa. So that is measurement. Yuzanu. So wazana yazinu. Yazinu becomes yuzanu. Are the dates measured or weighed? وفي التنزيل and the Quran it comes وإذا قيل لهم اركعوا لا يركعون. وإذا and when, إذا means when, قيل, see, مجهول, passive form. And when it is said to, because qila is past tense, but when it comes with iza, it goes into the future. And when it is said to them, lahum, to them, what? Raka, yadka'u, irka. The amr, irka'u, plural. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمُ ارْكَعُوا, to bow, when they are said to bow, لَا يَرْكَعُونَ, they do not bow down. They do not bow, whatever. And they do not la yarka'un. Raka yarka'u. Ba fatah. To bow. Okay. This was all about the ajwaf. Mm. Next, he is teaching us about muda'af. Form the ismul file from the muda'af verbs as shown in the example. تأمل الأمثلة لاسم الفاعل المصوغ. مصوغ is built, made من الفعل المضاعف ثم أكمل الناقص. Then complete the remaining. حج حاج أصله حاجج. حاجج. So this حاجج, this became حاج. So this is how مضاعف is made. ظن, hmm, ظن, to think. So the one who thinks. ظن also means to one is to doubt. So, when you're not sure, there's no yaqeen. So how do you say the one who thinks is dhanun? Naam hai. Dhanun. Dhanun. Marra. So it was actually zaninun. Dhaninun. Marra. Marun. Marirun become mar. Marun is the passerby. Marun. Dalla. What is dalla? To be dalun. The misguided. What's the plural of dalun? It was actually dalilun. I'm just asking, what's the plural of dalun? We all know it. Dalun plural. Yeah, dalilun is the original. What's the plural? Dalin. Nam. Dalun is the plural. But in the Surah Fatiha, because of غير المغضوب عليهم, and غير makes it مضاف إليه, and ولا الضالين, and ولا copies the previous ولا الضالين. ضالين. How did it form? Here we learned, right? ضل became ضال, and then ضالون, then ضالين. غير المغضوب. مغضوب is the اسم الفاعل from غضب. يغضب مغضوب, on whom the anger. Next. Dalla, to guide. Dalla, to guide. So it'll become dalun, right? Dalun. So in the adallu, in the hadith it comes adallu ila al-khayri kafa'ilih. The plural is daluna, correct? The guide, the one who guides to the khair is like the one who does it. The one who points out to the way. Oh, this good deed you can do. So he'll get the ajr of inshallah of the one who does it also, inshallah. Hmm. This was what? Muda'af, okay? So you can remember Hajjun. Here you can remember this was Majhul. Hmm? Qala qila. And qila yuqalu. So qila wa qal, they say. But you can remember one example you can remember. Instead of patterns, I rather like for people to remember the examples. Like we did in Naqis also. Masha yamshi, ba yabi'u. I mean, Masha yamshi, nasiya yansa, because that's more easier in my view. If you have an example here, also you can remember Hajjun, right? Everything else falls on that pattern. Hajjun. Hajjun in Urdu, this Hajjun was made as Haji because it's so difficult to say. I don't understand what we did just now. This is the Ismul Fa'il. The one who does Hajj is called Hajj. In Urdu, we made it Haji because it's so difficult to say Haji Sahab. Marra Marun, the one who passes by, the passerby. Dalla, to misguide. The misguided person or the misguider, it should have been, because Dalin, okay, Dalla, to the one who points. Again, this is misguide, this is guide. Dalla, to point out, or to the one who takes you to the correct path. غير المغضوب عليهم, who misguide others, are called Dal. Dal, or Madlul, or Mudil also you can use. Okay. Ismul file we made, huh? Ismul file. What's the pattern for this? It's Hajjun pattern. The actual pattern is Fa'ilun pattern itself. Hajijun, right? Asluhu Hajijun. This is how it should have been, right? If this is what was there, they would have no problem with it. But because Hajjun, Hajjun, they did idgham of the two gems. Next, Ismul file from Ajwaf Wawi. Now again we are coming back to the Ismul file for Ajwaf Wawi. So we learned what in this exercise first, the majhul form. Qala, qila, yaqulu, yuqalu. And this we learned muda'af, the ismul file, hajjun pattern. I don't know. We just remember hajjun pattern. And then ajwaf wawi or yai also is the same. So qala yaqulu, how we'll say the sayer or the one who tells, what do you call it? Not the teller, the one who says, qailun. Qailun. Why? Because it was actually qavilun, and because waw has a kasra, they don't like giving kasras. They change the waw into a hamza. Qailun. Qailun. Qala yaqulu qail. Zara yazuru, to visit. The one who visits is called the ismul file from that. Zairun. Yeah, Zair. It was actually Zavirun. Zavirun. It's the same for Yai also. He just gave it into um, this thing. Sama Yasumu, the faster. The one who fasts is called. It's just natural, huh? Because Sawim, becomes Sa'im, with a Hamza. You can see the answers also. Sa'imun. So Dalun, Dalilun, and so on. Zairun, Sa'imun, Naimun. Next, Na'ama Yanamu, the one who sleeps. Na'imun, Na'im. Naimuna is a plural. It was actually Navimun. Because Naim, the actually is wow. Ainuhu wawun. Because you cannot see the wow here. He's saying its ain is wow, ain letter. وَتَظْهَرُ fil masdar. And you have to go back to the masdar. No, this is the wow. So Naim, Naimun. Okay. Next, Ajwaf Yayi, same thing. This was all wow, wow, wow. Yayi also same thing. Ba yabiu, baya, bayi'un. Sela, asluhu bayi'un. And the ya was also converted into a hamza. Ma la yamilu, to incline. So the one who is inclined is called ma'il. Ma'il, the one who's ma'il, the one who likes something or name. Sa'ima, yeah, naam, the muannas. Sa'ima, correct. I don't know if the name is from the same because I don't know if it's a scene. Is it Saima? Some people call it Saima. Or if they mean this word, it's a Saad, yes, Saima, the one who fasts. Saima. It's a weird name, although. In India, they keep the name Saima, fast. One who fasts. If that means that, or if it means something else, I don't know. Ma'il and Sara Yasiru, Sa'ir. Sara Yasiru, Sa'ir. Sara Yasiru means to travel with a sin, huh? Sara Yasiru, Sa'ir. Sa'ir. Asha Ya'ishu, Aish. Aish, the one who lives. And it actually is always Sa'ir, Aish. And the name Aisha comes from this, huh? Aishatun, the one who lives. Aishatun. Asha Ya'ishu, Aish. Aish. The Hamza, and then you add a ta, Aishatun. Sala Yasilu, to flow. The one who flows is called Sa'il. Sa'il. This Sa'il can also mean something else, which is the one who asks a question. Sa'ala Yasalu, or a beggar also you can call. The one who calls Sa'il. Because there the Fa'il pattern is there. So this Hamza was actually a Ya. But in the Sa'ala Yasalu one, this Hamza is not a Ya. It's actually a Hamza itself. Okay. Although they might look similar, I mean, they're exactly the same, but Sa'il and Sa'il, you might get confused. There are two Sa'ils which look same in the spelling. One Sa'il is the one who asks, the other Sa'il is the one who flows. I mean, the thing which flows. And both have the same form because of different reasons. One, because of the Sa'ala Yas'alu. Sa'ala Yas'alu. Oh, it should be Hamza. Sa'il. حق للسائلين والمحروم. نعم نعم. Sa'il, yes, this is Sa'il. This is the asker. But here, Sa'ala Yasilu, to flow, and Sa'il, the liquid is called Sa'il. Okay, both look same, but because of the Hamza, this is actually Hamza. This is the Ya converted into the Hamza. Okay. Okay. All right. Then we have Naqis Wabi. This is a little different now. So we learned what? Again, I'm repeating. Qala qila yaqulu yuqalu. Then Muda'af, Ajun. Then Ajwaf Wabi, Ajwaf Yai. Both same. Yeah. Ajwaf is what? In between Alif you see, so you turn into a Hamza. So it'll become what? Fa'il, Sa'il, Aishatun, Aisha, Aish. Okay. Then Naqis Wawi, what happens? If you want to do it again, you have to drop the weak letter. So da'a yad'u, to call. Naqis Wawi. Da'a yad'u, to call. How do you make Ismul Fa'il? The one who calls. It became manqus. So this is how the manqus is formed, because it should have become, this alif is actually a wow. So asluhu da'ivun. Again, wow, they don't like giving kasra. So they threw the wow away. It became da'in. That's it. Qadin. All these manqus, if you remember. Qadi. And if you give an alif lam, the ya comes back. Ad-da'i, the one who calls. Ad-da'i, the one who calls. Come, ad-da'i. Ad-da'i ilallah, the caller to Allah. Ad-da'in and ad-da'i. This is not majroor sign. Huh? This is just because it's like that. They left the kasra. Because da'un, it would have been changing the ain. They didn't want to change the ain. So the ya ran away and gave it a kasra here. They gave it a tanween. Because if you don't give a tanween, That would be weird because you have to give a another kasra because you cannot leave without any tanween without any reason unless it's ghair munsarif. And naja yanju, to save. The one who saves is called, I mean, the one who is successful or one who saved from a calamity or from Jahannam. Najin, correct. Najin, an naji. If you give alif lam, it become an naji, and it was actually najivun. Najivun, because wun they don't like. Afa yafu, afin, al afi, and actually it was al afivun, afivun, afa yafi, afa yafu, afin, and tala yatlu, to what is manqus? Manqus we read in lesson one, no? Lesson one, qadin. Type of, all these are manqus. This type of word where you see two kasras at the end, it's called manqus. The maqsoor, this is muqaddara, you say, like ja'a qadin, lesson one, ja'a qadin. So you might ask, oh, where's the dhamma? File should be marfu. So we'll say, no, boss, this is, please write the answer, show the answer. I did show, no? Talin, at-tali. Naam, got it. Talin, at-tali, talivun. Yeah. This is the answers. Qadin, qadin. So this is muqaddara. So you say dammatun muqaddara, manqus form, okay? So tala yatlu is to recite. The one who recites is called talin, or at-tali, and talivun. These are all the answers. Najin and najivun. Naam. Okay, at-tali. Same thing for wawi. He could have brought it in. Same thing for yai. This is wrong. Naqas yai. Same thing. So saka yasqi is to drink. So the one who pours or one who makes you drink is called saqin. It was actually a saqi. Same thing. Hada yahdi, hadin. Yeah. Hadin. Al hadi. If you give alif lam, the ya comes by. These are all manqus, manqus, manqus. Hada yahdi, hadin. Al hadi. Zana yazni, zanin. Or azani. Who wants who does his zina, adulterer, azani. Bana yabni, banin, the one who builds, albani, albani. This is separate from the Albani. That was because of Albania, Sheikh Albani. Sheikh, some people, I mean, the correct way so is Sheikh Al Albani, because they're two Al's. That's why they don't do Al Albani. But we read it in the text and so on, Sheikh Al Albani. That is because of Albania. But this Albani means the builder. Bana yabni is to build, right? Bana yabni, build. Baka yabki, bakin, or al baki, the crier, the one who cries. Same thing, al baki. Nasiya yansa, nasin, or an nasi, the forgetter, the one who forgets. Okay. Now, then so asmal fa'ilina min al af'alil atiya. So make asmal fa'il. He's giving all of this. So remember, if you have ajwaf, give a hamza in between, qa'il. But if you have a naqis, how do you make ismul fa'il? By making it manqus with two kasras. That's it. And if you have muda'af, hajjun pattern. Hajjun, you do idgham, you do join the two jims. Al fa'il hajja, this is naw'uhu muda'af. Ismul fa'il hajjun, asluhu hajijun. So help me with this. This will give you a good understanding of all the forms. Jalasa, jalasa. Okay. What's the ismul fa'il for this? The one who sits. This is sahih, normal. Jalisun, and the one who's sitting. Jalisun. Jalisun also means sitting. Just ana jalisun. I am sitting. It gives the verbal meaning also, like we talked about. Ismul fa'il. Naam. Akala. This is mahmuz. So we'll see the answers. Hajja mudaf, jalasa sahih, jalisun, jalisun. Asluhu jalisun. Akala, akil, naam, the one who eats. Akala, al mahmuz al fa, it is mahmuz al fa. Akil, ismul fa'il, masughu minu, and it was originally akil. Sa'ala, sa'il, sa'il, He doesn't give Sala here. Great. In the answers, I don't have Sala. So this is Mahmuz al-Ain. And then it's the same. Sa'il, Sa'il. Qara. There's no change at all. He's just giving. Qari'un. Huh? Qara, Mahmuz al-Lam. It is Mahmuz al-Lam. Qari'un. Qari'un, Qari'un. It's the same. Qari'un, Qari'un. Waqafa. Misal. There's also no change here. In Misal. Waqifun. Standing. The one who's standing. Al-Misal al-Wawi. Waqifun, Waqifun. Shakka. Now the problem comes. Mudaf. So it should, it's what? Shakka. So how do you make? Shakun. Yes. Like I can say, Ana Shakun. I'm doubting, or I'm a doubter. I'm doubting something. Ana Shakun. Shakun. It was actually Shakikun. So Shakka, Mudaf, Shakun, Shakikun. Because it's Mudaf, you do Shak or Hajun pattern. Taba, Ajwaf. Taibun, Naam, Taibun. At-Taibun, it comes in the Quran, Taibun. It was actually Taba Yatubu. It's a wow, so it should have been Tavibun. Right? No, we give a Hamza. Taba, Ajwaf Wawi, Taibun, Tavibun became Taibun. All right, Ghaba, Ghaba Yaghibu, it's a Ya. Ghaibun, Naam, with a Hamza. All a Hamza, Ghaib. The person is Ghaib. Ghaibun. It was actually it became Ghaibun. I mean, it was actually Ghaibun and become Ghaibun. Shafa. Naqis. Just now we saw. How do you make? Shafin. And if you give Alif Lam, Ash-Shafi. Ash-Shafi. Yeah, Shafin. Mar. No, not Marun. An-Nasi. Nasin. An-Nasi. Qada yaqdi Qadin. Qadin, huh? The judge. Shafin. If you bring, that's why when, I mean, huwa Shafi, he is the one who cures. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Shafi. Huwa Shafi. The doctors say generally when they're giving some medicine or something, they just want to put a dialogue. They say, huwa Shafi. We are giving you the medicine, but huwa Shafi. He is the one who can cure. Shafa Yashfi. Shafin Ash-Shafi. Shafiyun it was. It became Shafin. Manqus. Then Raja. Rajin, correct. Ar-Raji, the one who hopes. Rajin was Rajivun. No, Raja Yarju, it's a wow, so it was actually Rajivun. And then Sala, he gives Sala, he drops that. Sala, oh, it came in the last one. Sa'il, Sa'il. Okay, fine. All right. These are all the Ismul Faail. So all the different types of Ismul Faail. This exercise gives you all the practice. See, you have this, the Sahih one, and then Mahmuz, all the three Mahmuz, Fa, Ain, and Lam. Mahmuz Fa means it comes in starting, in between, and ending. And then Misal, Misal. So, yeah, and then till here, there's no problem. It's the same pattern. But from here, weird forms. And these two are same, these two are same. So actually, three more extra forms. Huh? That's it. This. Here it becomes a Hamza. Here it becomes with a Kasra. Here it becomes like Hajjun pattern. That's it. All this lesson was brought for these five. Oh, actually three, but because they're same, I'm just counting this three. All right. This is what. And obviously the Majhul form. These are the Ismul Fa'il, the weird ones. Huh? Then the Ismul Mafool also a little bit changes here and there. Now we'll go to the Ismul Maf'ul. Okay, this was the Ismul Fa'il. Mafool is the object. Yeah? Ismul Mafool. So, so you always make from majhul verbs because the the verbs which are passive only will have an object. Because if it's an intransitive verb, lazim, they'll not become like zahaba. You won't say zuhiba because he went. How do you say he was made to went, or not? He was made to go. Um, we don't really use. So qala yaqulu, the majhul is qila. So from this you'll find on the pattern. Although it's just a formality, the pattern will be maqul. Asluhu maqwulun. You drop the waw. It's not really totally different for the ajwaf. So zara yazuru, the one who's being visited, is called zira. It makes from zira. Yeah. So same pattern. Maqul, mazur. Yeah, mazur. Mazur. Asluhu mazvurun. Mazvurun. So you can see the answers. Zara yazuru, mazur, mazvurun. The place being visited or the person being visited is called mazur. But generally, mazar is used in Urdu for a grave. Okay. Lama yalumu. But mazar is the ismul zarf. Huh? Maf'al pattern it is. Like maqal is also. Lama yalumu is to blame. So, malum. Malum. Lastu be malum. I'm not the one. I'm not blameworthy. Malum is blameworthy. It was actually malvoom. Malvoom. Now, because it is wow, it was fine. But if it is ya, the ya will take over. So, ba from bi'a, no, lima, ba yabiu, bi'a, it'll be mabi'un, the thing being sold, or the merchandiser. It was actually mabyu'un. I hope it is clear, right? Not that difficult. It's just we are making Ismul Mafool, and if ya is coming, just make it a ya. Because mabyu'un, you cannot really tell, right? Mabyu'un. Kala yakilu, the thing to be measured, kila. It will be what? Be makil. No. Makilun. Kala yakilu, makilun. It was actually makulun. Yeah, to measure. Kala yakilu is to measure. Something like take one bag or one scoop. Like ice cream is measured. Generally, one scoop of ice cream. People buying kilos also get 1 kilo boxes. But Zada yazidu, zida, zida. So it'll be the thing being increased. It will be like on this pattern, mabi'un pattern. Mazidun, yeah? Mazid. Hal min mazid. Is there more? So the thing being more is mazid. Mazidan. It was actually mazidin. So ismul maf'ul for this maqul, mabi', mazid, right? Just the way of making maf'ul. Because it doesn't fit the real pattern, we just make slight changes. Huh? The thing being sold is called mabi'. So ba'i'un with a hamza is the one who sells, and mabi' is the thing being sold. Right? Like, yeah. So this is what from ajwaf, wawi, and yai. Mazidun. Now with naqis, there's little change again. Because this is again da yadru. We made ismul fa'il da'in. Right? Ismul fa'il was da'in. Now mad'u, it was mad'uvun. So two waws will be made idgham. So it'll become mad'uvun. Like ana mad'uvun. I am being called. Ana mad'uvun. So tala yatlu, the thing being recited is called matluvun. Matluvun. Little bit changes here and there. Matluvun, like al ayatul matlu, the recited ayah. Matluvun. It was actually matluvun with a wow. Raja yalju masjuvun, the thing being herbed. Masjuvun. It was actually masjuvun. Okay. Masjuvun. Okay. All right. Little bit changes here and there again. Masjuvun and so on. Again, this is because wow. If it is a ya, the ya will take over. So a lot of different changes here and there and there. Okay. So this you can remember, right? Bana yabni, bunya, ismul majhul, mabniyun. Why mabniyun, not mabnuyun? Because it was actually mabnuyun and the waw will drop because waw ya they don't. So it became mabni. And the building is itself is called mabniyun. Nowadays they use mabna, but mabniyun is something which is fixed. Mabni, right? We have it in grammar also. Mabni. How it was formed? Bana yabni mabni. So qala yaqli, to fry. Huh? To fry. So it'll be something which is fry. Fried is maqliyun. Qala yaqli, to fry. Maqliyun. Maqluyun. Maqli. Yeah? Thing being fried. Fried fish. أحب السمك المقلي. I love fried fish. Okay. There's another qala which means to hate. It means to hate. It doesn't mean to fry. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى. That is to qala yaqli is to hate. Ma wadda'aka, your Lord has not forsaken you, neither has he hates. Does he hate you? Qala. Okay. Yes, it means to fry. Shava yashvi, mashviyun, mashvi, grill. Shava is to grill. Shava. The restaurants also mashvi, the thing being grilled. Walahmun mashviyun. I love grilled meat, grilling something. Shava. Shava yashvi, yeah, barbecue. Naam, to grill something. Mashvi, barbecued meat. Kawa yakvi, makviyun, makviyun. Little bit changes here and there, here and there, here and there. Hmm? So it just when you see these words, you might get a doubt. What is this new word? It's not a new word. It's just formed weirdly. Kawa yakvi, makvi. The thing being ironed, the shirt. Huh? Al khamisul makvi, the iron shirt. You could say makvi. So this is how. ذكرنا اللفيف مع الناقص الياء لكونهما مشتركين في هذه المسألة. Lafif is mentioned here because they're similar. Lafif means wow and ya come together. Okay, because they're same in this. All right. Ismul Mafool we have to make. Okay, this is a test again for all the Ismul Mafools, which will help us revise all the things. So let's see first, before we go into that exercise, what were the weird forms from here. We don't make from these things. Hajjun, we don't. Mahjuj, the person who on whom Hajj is being done, there's nothing like that. So Mahjuj, there's nothing like that. But for Ajwaf, it is Maqul, Wawi. For Yai, it's the same, but it'll change here. So Ajwaf, there are two types now, Wawi and Yai. For Waw, we'll put the Waw, and Ya, we'll put the Ya, Mabi'un. Then Naqis Wawi, we'll put the Waw, Mad'uvun, Matluvun, Marjuvun. And Ya, we'll put the Yas, Mabniyun, Maqliyun, Mashwiyun, and Makwiyun. So if it is Ajwaf Wawi, leave the Waw. If it is Ajwaf Ya'i, leave the Ya. If it is Naqis Wawi, leave the Waws. And Naqis Ya'i, leave the Yas. That's it. That's how you make the Ismul Maful. And it starts with a meme, of course. Yeah. Okay. So Shuvya, Fa'il is Shuvya, to grill. And Naqis Ya'i, and Mashwiyun, grilling. Mashwuyun. It was actually Mashwuyun. So Kutiba. Let's start. Ismul Maful now. So the thing being written is what? Maktubun. Yes. Maktub. Yes. Written maktub. So it is a maktub is a sahi. It is a normal verb. Maktub, maktub. Akhada, ukhida, ukhida. The thing being taken. The thing being taken. Maful pattern, same thing. Just give a hamza. That's it. Ma'khud, correct. Ma'khud. Ma'khudun, it was same ma'khud. Ma'khuz. Um, like Aishatun, ismun ma'khudun min Asha Ya'ishu. So what do I say? Aisha is a name which is taken from ma'khudun min Asha Ya'ishu, from the verb Asha Ya'ishu. Ismul Fa'il, ma'khudun. Su'ila, to be asked. So the one who is asked, the person being asked. Mas'ul, yes. Ana mas'ulun. I will be asked in the future. Ana mas'ulu gadan. Mas'ulun gadan. I will be asked tomorrow. I cannot do this. I'll be asked tomorrow. I'll be questioned tomorrow. So sa'ala, mahmuz al-ain, this is, and mas'ulun is the same. Quri'a, to recite, the thing being recited. Muqri, no, maqru'un. Maqru'un, not muqri. Maqru'un. Muqri is the dictate. Aqra, yuqri, muqri. That is form 4. The one who dictates, I think. Aqra is to dictate, I guess. So maqru'un. Maqru. Maf pattern. Don't change that. It'll never become mo. Never. Surra. Surra has come. Surra, to become happy. So I am happy. Maf'ulun pattern. So we have a muda'af also, but not all of them have. Masrurun, yes, ana masrurun biliqaika. Book 2, lesson 1 we learn, I guess. Lesson 2, 1 or 2. Ana masrurun biliqaik. I am happy to meet you. So how did that masrurun become? Because of this. That's what I remember. All right. Wuzina. So surah, where's surah here? Muda'af, masrur, masrur. Wuzina. To weigh. Same thing. You just put the wow, give a sukun to the wow. Mawzoon, naam, hadha shayu mawzoon. This is a weighed commodity or something like that. Mawzoon. The amal will be weighed on the day of judgment. Mawzoonun yawm al-qiyamah. Al-amalu. Mawzoonatun yawm al-qiyamah. Mawzoon will be weighed. Hmm? Mawzoon. Sina. Sana yasunu is to make or to form. Yeah, I think it's forming, yeah. It's to make. Saga is Masuk also is the same. Sana is also to make, from what I remember. Let's see in the vocabs. No, Masoon. Same like Masoon. Masoon, Ajwa Favi, Masoon. It was actually Maswoon. It became Masoon. I think Masoon is to make. Let's see the vocabs. One sec. Masoon. What is Masoon? Where is it? No, there's no Masoon. I can't see it. All right, I can't see it. I think it's to make. Sana. All right. Sana Masoon. Let me check if you want. Or maybe you can let me know, inshallah. I don't want to search now. Okay. Nusia. This is tricky. You see a ya, leave the ya. First put with a wow and then drop the wow. You can remember the mabni pattern. Mabni yun, so this will become start with a meme. Nasin is the one who forgets. Fine. Start with a meme. Man musin. No, mansiyun. Yes, mansi. Nasiyam mansiya. Huh? They'll become a forgetful person. I mean, they'll be forgotten. Nasiyam mansiya. It comes in the Quran. Nasiyam mansiya. Mansi. Mabni. Eh? Aba ya'ibu. Iba. Mansiyun. It was actually mansuyun. Mansuyun become mansi. Aba ya'ibu. This we use in Urdu also. A thing being bad, having some defects. Ma. Anyone? Ma. You. Bun. Ma'yub. Ma'yub. Aba is to find fault. Something like that. Aba ya'ibu. Ma'yub. Okay. So this is what all the Ismul Mafool, how you form from these weird verbs, from these verbs. So this is all fine. Ma'khuz, mas'ul, maqru, This change is same again. Masroor, mawzoon, masoon, masoon, sana yasunu, mansiyun. This is mansi and ma'ayub, ma'ayub. Oh, he doesn't have ma'ayub. Okay, fine. All right. Istakhrij min ad-dars, from the lesson, find out ismul fa'il, ismul maf'il. So we have a whole list. You can go through this list. From the lesson zara, yaziru, ismul fa'il, za'ir, came, nataqa, natiq, hada, hadi, saqa, saqin. This will open up so much in the Quran because there are so many ismul fa'ils and ismul maf'ul in the Quran. You can see hadi, mahdi, mahdi. I mean, so many, not this, maybe, mahdi, maybe, but natiq, mm, yantiqu bil haqq. So many verbs we can say ismul fa'il in the Quran, and sometimes in the plural, sometimes in ismul maf'ul, which is plural, dalin, and that is ismul fa'il in the plural, and so on. Ismul maf'ul in the Quran, in the lesson. Sorry. Next exercise is that qada yaqdi qadiyun qadin. This is ismul fa'il and ismul maf'ul. Okay. Um, Bana yabni mabniyun sa'imun mashwiyun maqliyun, and all these came in the lesson. He's giving all of that in 17 sentences. Hmm. Yeah, we can finish this inshallah today. It's just examples for all of this. Yeah. Okay, Ismul File. So Abi Qadin. Abi Qadin. So Qadin, it was Naqis. Qadiyun. So we can see Qadin, Qadiyun. The verb is Qada Yaqdi and Naqis Ya'i. So this is all the table from where it was formed. My father is a judge. ما أجمل هذا البيت المبني بالحجر. How beautiful this house. This is Ma Afala, right? Uh, تعجب. Is this house built with stone? Mabniya, built with stone. So mabni, bana yabni, naqis. So it became mabni. Ismul mafool, it is mabni bil hajar. So this is, we should underline. Asaimun anta, sama yasumu. Sama yasumu. This is what? Ismul fa'il. So you can see is the ismul mafool, ismul fa'il. Are you fasting? أحب اللحم المشوية والبيض المقلية. I love grilled meat and خلايق leads to boil. I said fry. I said fry. خلايق leads to boil. Boil. Frying is something else. So makli, boiled egg. I love. Or does it mean fried egg? We learned in last lesson it was there. Anyways, so it is fried it from what I remember. خلايق li. Boiled. Oh, boiled eggs. Okay. Okay. So what is frying? I said fried then. I was wrong. So mashwi from shawa yashwi and qala yaqli. This is again naqis naqis. Mashwi and maqli. Shuviya and qulya and naqis yayi naqis yayi. الدال على الخير كفاعل. This is a hadith. الدال دل يدل دال. الدال على الخير كفاعل. The one who guides to the truth is one like he does it. فاعل also is اسم الفاعل again. The one who does it فاعل. فاعل فعل صحيح. This is مضاعف. دل دل يدل. قالت لأمي ملابسك مغسولة ومكوية. My mother said to me, your clothes are مغسولة, are washed and ironed. غسل يغسل, this is صحيح. مغسولة غسلت كم صحيح. And مكوية كوا يكوي مكوية مبني مبنية, because مؤنث. Why? Because of the clothes. رجعت عائشة من الطائف في الأسبوع الماضي. Where is the اسم الفاعل here? There are like three I can see. Aisha returned from Taif in the past week. I can see three. Anyone? Ismul fa'il. One is Aisha. Madi, yes. Madi is also is Ismul fa'il. Aisha, how can we forget her? Aisha يعيش Aisha. Asha, Ajwaf Yai, and Taif, Tafa Yatufu Taif, the one who circumambulates. The place was named, I don't know why, Taif, Ajwaf Wawi, Taif, it was actually, it became Taif. Because maybe it was around the Kaaba, someplace, I don't know why it was called Taif. The one who does Tawaf, Taif. Fil Utbu al Madi, Mada Yamdi is to pass. So the one which is past, that is the past, is called Madi. Mada Yamdi is to, the time will pass. Madi. This is like manqus. Madin became al-madi. La takhaf fa inna sirraka masunun. Oh, sana yasunu is to be concealed. Oh, I said building, it's wrong. Masunun means hidden or protected. Protected, I think. Yeah. Masun. Masun is protected. Yes, protected. Hmm. A fort is also called something like that for protection. A fort. And I don't remember the name, word as of now. I don't recall it. The fort is called Hisn. Hisn is a fort, but okay, fine. Fortress. Hisnun. Mahsun. Fortress, but Masun is to protection, I guess. لا تخف فإن سرك مصون. Don't fear. فإن means because. Because لأن and فإن both can be translated as because. Huh? Because your secret is protected or hidden. No. لا تخف مصون. It's مصون. اسم المفعول. From Masunun, and this is from Ajwaf Wawi. It was Sana Yasinu, and it became Sina. أين المسؤول عن الامتحان? Where are the questioners? Questioners? How do you translate? عن الامتحان. Where are the people who are being answered? I mean, who will be asked questions? So, where are the candidates for the exam? You can say Masul, candidates for the exam. Exam students. مسؤول سأل يسأل مفعول pattern مسؤول سئل. So they're like, where is where? This becomes difficult because of the various forms, the provided by Ismul Faail, Ismul Mafool, but most of it is regarding vocabs. Even if you forget how it was formed, you'll just get used to like vocabulary. Because yeah, Allah tazalu na'iman. I mean, aren't you still? Are you still sleeping? قم فقد أذن للعصر. Get up because أذن is majhul. فعل. Mas'ul is also at times used in the meaning of responsible. Yes. Nah. So where are the responsible for the exam? Yeah. One who's responsible for the exam. I mean, give the exam, not the ones who are responsible to conduct the exam. Yeah. مسؤول برعيته. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول. Everyone of you is a shepherd, and you will be asked about your flock. You'll be responsible for your flock. قم فقد أذن للعصر. Get up because indeed أذن للعصر. For Asr it has been given an azan. نائما اسم الفاعل from نام ينام. لا تقبل السلعة المبيعة. Sold items are not accepted. Sila is items or products. Sila. Mabi'a, sold. I mean, there's no return. La tuqbalu. It will not be accepted. This is majhul again. Qabila yaqbalu. Then taqbalu, tuqbalu. Ajib an. So this is what? Where is this? Mabi'atun is actually mabiyuratun from ba'yabiur. Mabi' al-ajwaf ya'i. Ajib an su'al tali. Tala yatlu also means the following. So tala yatlu has two meanings: to recite as well as to follow. Tali, following, because doesn't mean reciting, the reciter. And Nam, Ajib and Suali Tali, answer the following question. So we see this all the time. Talia and Tali also means to follow, okay? And Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam قال. So Tali is from Talayatlu. 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 To follow. And Naqis for it also means to recite. The one who recites. Same meaning. Tilawa. This is from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. يسلم الصغير على الكبير. والمار على القاعد والقليل على الكثير. يسلم سلم يسلم form 2. They will say salam. Who will say salam? الصغير على الكبير. The small one will say salam to the big one. I mean, the young to the elder. والمار مار مار مرة يمر مار. The one who's passing, the passerby will say salam to the sitting, the one who's sitting. قاعد قعد يقعد, to sit. قاعد, the one who's sitting. So the one who's walking will say to the one who's sitting. والقليل على الكثير, and few will say salam to the big, smaller group will say to the bigger group, kind of. قليل الكثير. وفي رواية يسلم الراكب على الماشي. So all the Ismul files are coming here. The rider will say salam to the one who's walking. والماشي, and the walking guy will say salam to the قاعد, the one who's sitting. والقليل على الكثير, and few will say salam to the more. Again, this might create issues. So Alhamdulillah, Islam has told that who should say salam to whom. The beneficial one. Of course, these guys can say reverse, but this is fine. So we see so many of them. So one we have marir, marun, qaidun, rakibun, al-mashi. Four of them. Four of them. How about Saghir? Saghir is not Ismul Faail. This is something else. Why? Because you're small, you're young. I mean, that is kind of a permanent thing. It's not permanent. You'll change, you'll grow old. That's fine. But it's more or less permanent. And you'll say young for always young. Because the child cannot go elder to his father. So he'll always remain young. So this Kabir also same thing. This is not Ismul. Ismul Faail only gives you for limited time. You see, the one who's doing the action. Once the action is over, the characteristic feature is also over. The rider is only a rider until he's riding. If he's sitting at home, he's not a rider. But you can say he is rider, like he has the ability to ride. You can say that, like Hasanun Rakibun Shahirun. Hassan is a famous rider. Yes, he has the ability to ride. He is very famous. But generally speaking, the Ismul Faail means for a limited period of time. Right? Darib, the hitter or the one who hit. So he's not the hitter all the time. I mean, the one who hits. Right? Once the action is over, it's not. You could say he's the hitter. I mean, he hit me. But generally speaking. التائب من الذنب كمن لا ذنب له. The one who does tawbah, taba yatubu, taib. It was actually tawib, and min al-dhanb. Dhanb is a sin. Zunub is the plural. Zambi. Kaman la is as if like man la dhamba lahu, as if he does not have a sin. So if a person does a sin and he does tawbah, it is as if he has not done a sin. Kaman la dhamba lahu. قال تعالى ولكل قوم هاد. For every qawm there is a had. Had is hada yahdi hadin, mashin, naqis hadin, al hadi. For every group, Allah has sent a warner, one who guides, guide like a nabi. وقال كل نفس ذائقة الموت. Every soul shall taste death. So where's the Ismul Faail here? And this words? ذائق, naam. ذاق يذوق, to taste. ذائقة muannas, because nafs is muannas. So this is actually, if you want to translate word to word, every soul is the taster of death. But we don't say that because ana jalisun doesn't mean I'm the sitter. Or I say I'm sitting because it gives the verbal meaning also sometimes. Shall taste death. Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Tunqalu, so za'iqa it was actually, and then hamza zaqa yadhuqu. Dhuq is the amr, right? Dhuq innaka antal azizul kabir. In the Quran, right? The people who said, taste the punishment. Fadhuqul adhab, taste the punishment. Bima kuntum taksibun, of what you used to earn. Fadhuqu, dhuq dhuqu, plural. تنقل صلاة الجمعة بالإذاعتين المسموعة والمرئية. صلاة الجمعة will be نقل ينقل, will be here it means to transmit, because نقل ينقل is to meet last two, yeah, last two. Naam. Naqala yanqulu, bil, to transport. But here it means to transport, transmit, or to broadcast. So Salatul Jumu'ah will be broadcasted in two stations. Isa'atin. Two stations kind of. One Masmu'a, the heard, that is the radio station, which is heard, and the Mar'iyya, the television, visual. Ra'ayara Mar'iyya, visual. Visual, that is a television station, TV station. Mar'iyyatin. Okay. Okay. Next, you have Sallama, and he's teaching some verbs. Sallama alayhi, ay qala. If you say Sallama ala, it means you said Assalamu alaikum to that person. Right? Sallama, yusallimu, sallim. This is form 2. Fa'ala, yufa'ilu, fa'il. Because he used it, he's just teaching us. Ittala ala al-amr, ittala ala al-amr, ay alimahu. Ittala is to get to know. Ittila. I came to look at the portion, manahija and kutubah. I came to know the portion, he says. ليطلع. So alimahu, to know. Ittala, yattali'u, ittali'. Are we doing all this? Yeah, we are just finishing it. It's over. No, I don't want to give another class for just 2 pages. استأذنه في كذا أي طلب إذنه فيه. That is, he sought his permission. استأذن, it's just over, right? We just learned all of this. استأذن يستأذن استأذن, to seek permission. استأذن. اغتنم الفرصة أي انتهز. Same meaning. اغتنم انتهز. اغتنم, to seek an opportunity. It's just vocabulary. There's nothing we are learning here. اغتنم يغتنم, this is form 8. انتهز ينتهز انتهز, to seek an opportunity. تراوح يتراوح, to fluctuate. هاتي مضارع أفعال. طرق. طرق is to knock. طرق يطرق. نطق ينطق, to speak. صاحب يصحب, to withdraw or to become a companion. Second last exercise, give the plural. نسخة نسخ. هدية هدايا. Nuskha is a copy. Nusakh, copies, you can see. Nusakhun, hadiyatun, hadaya. Markazun, center. Marakiz. Fursatun, furasun, opportunities. Unwanun, anavinu, addresses. Sirrun, asrar. It's just vocabs, inshallah. It'll take time to. Don't worry about the vocabs, anyways. And then write the singular of shu'unun and manahij. Sha'nun, matters. Shu'un means matters or affairs. Manhaj, manahij. Manhaj, manahij. All right. Alhamdulillah. Vocabulary. Let's look at the vocabulary. Muhadirun, muhadiruna is lecturer. Ma'had, institute for opportunity. Manhaj, you can read the plurals. Nuskhatun, copy. Bitaha, card. Shiraun, purchase. Majjanan, free. Shanun, matter, affair. Markazun, center. Center of dawa affairs. Mazadun, auction. Tarhal, travel. And sahibatka salamatu fil halli wa tarahil. May safety be your companion while you stay and while you travel. Silatun, commodity. Asilatul mabia, sold goods. Aslun, original form. Mu'tamar, conference. الناطقون بالعربية, native speakers of Arabic. غير الناطقين بالعربية, non-native speakers of Arabic. جوف, a plural of أجوف. سر, secret. هدية, present. إلى اللقاء, until we meet again. صاحبة يصحب صحبة, to accompany. حصل على شيء يحصل حصولا, to obtain. سال يسيل سيلا, to flow. ما لا يميل, to lean. ضل يدل, to go astray. نجا ينجو, to escape. نجاة. عفا عنه يعفو. عفا comes with عنه, to forgive. شفا يشفي, to cure. رجا يرجو, to hope. Sana yasunu, to protect. Shakka, to suspect. Lama yalumu, to reproach, blame. Ightanama, to take the opportunity. Yeah, table we'll do next class, yeah, inshallah. Intahazal fursa, to take the opportunity. We have a table next, right? Yeah. To tawawaha, to fluctuate. Istazan, to ask permission. Zana, right? Talaqa, to knock at the door. Talqun, adhana, to call to player. Saqa yaski, to give someone to drink. Sallama, to greet with. Ahlun, sahalun, soft level ground. Sahalun is easy also. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. Originally meaning you are with your own kith and kin, ahl, family. You are on level ground. Sahal means something which is plain ground on which you can proceed with your journey without difficulty. Or marhaban, then there's enough room in your tent for your stay. Marhaban means spaciousness. Marhabun means actually spaciousness. But it all means welcome now. Shabun, young man. Zairun, zuwar. Muddatun, mudadun. And this is all the summary of all this. Inshallah, next week, before we start reading the key, now turbo speed, yeah. Nobody actually does this, right? Vocabulary, they leave it to you. If you see other videos and so on, they just leave it to you. I just read it once. Mm. Because if I spend another class just explaining the vocabs, there's no point in it. Because vocabs, I can't do anything. He brings 30, 30, 40, 40 vocabs in each lesson. Now, okay. This table, inshallah, before we start the lesson, the key next week, inshallah, we'll go through this again and we can look all the story of all these things. This is the whole table for the last 4 to 5 units. Naam, 4 to 5 units. Naam, inshallah, Jazakallahu Khair. You can go through this. It's very easy. Most of them are same. Just here for Ismul Mafool, here it'll change Mahdiyun. But rest all you can see it's same pattern. Similar Ismul Faail is mostly same, like Mudaf it changes. And then maybe this is same and this is same. That's it. This is what we learned. Right? This is the whole thing, what we learned. Right? Inshallah. Barakallah feekum. Jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdi. We finished 5 lessons. Alhamdulillah, lessons 6 to 10 or 11. Inshallah, we'll start after we read the key. Inshallah. Where we're learning Ma'arifa Nakira. Now, we're learning Mubtada Khabar. We are learning Mubtada Khabar. We are learning the next 2 lessons is Ismul Alat and as well as Ismul Zaman, Ismul Makan. The next 2 lessons, those are the 2 lessons. Ma'arifa Nakira, Mubtada Khabar. Inshallah. Those are the goals for the next 6 lessons. Inshallah. So the first 5 lessons, what did we learn? First lesson we learned all the Arab and so on. Second lesson we learned Wawul Hal. Third lesson we learned Majhul forms. Fourth and fifth we learned the Ismul Files and Ismul Mafuls. And this is what we learned till now. Inshallah. Jazakallahu Khair. Barakallahu feekum. To keep it at this page, right? Subhanakallahumma. Please go through it on your own. Very easy if you think about book 3. It's just a lot of vocabs and it just makes you difficult. But if you think about it, this is what we learned, right? This whole table is what the last 2 lessons was. He just brought more vocabs and so on. That's what makes it more difficult. But the concept is easy if you understand. Yeah. Similarly, Mubtada, Khabar, and all this will come in the next 6 lessons. It's not that difficult. And Ismul Alat, and just it's a pattern which is formed, and you have to just remember it. That's it. And then we have Shart from lesson 12, 13, 14. We have Shart, conditional sentences, 12, 13, 14. And then from 15 onwards, we have the form 10. So 16 to 26 is all the forms. That's also more of, less of understanding, more of remembering. That's what makes, because this book is more of remembering kind of, because you get so many vocabs, you get so many types of verbs. You get form 2, form 3, form 4, form 10, form then 4 letter verb, 5 letter verb. And then we learn illa, istasna, minhu, all the types of mafool. He brings 5 lessons. That's it. This is book 3, right? 26 to 30, 34. That's what it is. All the mafool, 5 types of mafool, and then illa, and then we get the noon tawqid. The last lesson is obviously the noon tawqid. Khalas, book 3 is over. Right, inshallah. And but we have to go slowly because we are going on a medium pace from in my view. But if I'm fast, I'm sorry if I did, inshallah. Because if I go, I know this is, anyways. Barakallah feekum. Barakallah. I don't want to justify, but I think it's okay. The speed is okay. It might look fast to you, but when you revise and so on, it'll become easier. Because if I had taken 4 classes for this, there's no point of it. Now, we finished in 2. Alhamdulillah. Barakallah feekum. Jazakallahu khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الرحمن